supposed to be 10 seconds of silence, Nate.
STS Guys Podcast is the best you ever seen. Go and listen weekly pop culture podcasts, they are so clean. Talking about movies, TV shows, collectibles, I mean Jeremy, Larry, Nathan Scott are the best hosts you ever seen. Batman, Spider-Man, Ninja Turtles, very cool. Just lay down, open a beer, that's the big rule. Relax every week with us, we doing it right. Interesting subjects, we don't bother you at all. Come with us, it's gonna be so cool. Okay, STS Guys Podcast #1. That's not a fool, okay, I promise you gonna have fun. Take your gun, nerds in the beach, I swear that's a big run.
What is going on, everybody? What is going on? Welcome to episode 159 of the STS Guys. I am Jeremy.
Hey, it's Larry.
Hey guys, it's Nate.
And I'm Scott.
And we are the STS Guys, a weekly podcast where we sit around, shoot the shit, have audio issues, and talk about anything geeky, nerdy, and cool. What is going on this week, guys?
We are back.
Yeah, okay, there it's fixed. I was going to say, for whatever reason, Jeremy, your audio transition to us.
Yeah, echo.
All of us.
Is it better now?
No.
I think so. I can't hear me anymore, so. You're a little off, but at least we can't hear us.
Fine, we can work through this.
Yeah.
All right. Is it?
We got it.
Oh,
Hey, we're professionals now, right?
100 times. So
We better be at this point.
all
Geek
right.
Together raid. Oh, shout out to Geek Together.
we're good at this. Oh man.
Yeah, this is a good time for people to show up and be like, oh, look, the STS guys are back in a hot mess.
Podcasters for life.
But
That's what happens when you go on vacation.
thank you, Geek Together, for the raid. Shout out to the chat. We've got Gary, who's on the tonight's episode of Geek Together, which is really cool. So shout out to Gary, shout out to Meg, Nerdy Curious. Those girls are awesome. Ed's here, Jessica's here. John, the Middle Newland from the Toy Rewind podcast. Jay and Coke, what's up, dude? I think I probably missed some people, but thank you guys. Shout out to Manny too. Manny's usually hanging out. So thank you guys for all coming by, and happy New Year, everybody.
Ooh, it is 2021, guys.
I can't
Hey,
believe it.
it can only go up from here.
Right.
Hey,
Canon,
hi-
here's the thing. There is a possibility that it can just get worse.
So right now, I said we're in the taint. So it can it's either going to go one of two ways.
Yeah.
Like, it's either going to get way worse
Right.
or it can get better.
2021 is going to be so much better. There is, like Jeremy said, there's two ways to go. We got a 50-50 shot that this year is either better or it's just going to be shittier.
Well,
Like I said-
as you guys know, hindsight is 2020, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
See what you did
Oh,
there.
puns.
Getting all
Well-
punny up in here.
I would just like to say that Jeremy messed up the intro for the first time in a really long time.
Yeah.
And that's a bingo square.
Yeah. Because Jerry said one thing and he saw all of our faces go, oh!
Probably, yeah.
Because I watched him when he realized what had happened.
Well,
He talked. He saw our reaction. Went, "Oh shit, my audio is still bad."
Yeah.
Evidently, because I haven't used my computer for 3.5, 4 weeks, and apparently switching it over from my work setup with the little switch I have. Apparently, it decided that now's the time to start. Let's just stop working.
Yeah, let's just be done.
It's always the most convenient times.
And
Yeah.
of course, I'm super prepared and we'll test things out ahead of time, rather than just hopping on.
Yeah.
Jerry,
Yeah.
it looks like your setup might have changed.
It did.
Oh,
Is that
there's a new background.
it's been a few weeks story?
That's one of the things. Yeah, doing some reorganizing, just some different arrangements of the collection.
Nate, did you say it's been a week? It's been a week. I waited till you talked.
I know. Well done.
I should never respond. I know better.
I know.
I set you up and you take the bait every time.
God, it's been too long. You got me again. So, Jeremy, did you put all your pops away? Because you used to have all your pops behind you. So, what did you do with those?
No, so pops are in a different display case now because I was running out of space to display them all, and like I said, these shelves that I got, like I said, they're not perfect pop shelves. I wasn't really happy with them as pop shelves, and so I figured let me just make a fun little interesting background. I said with these, and so I moved the shelves over, moved the arcades over, and then I'm like, okay, let me just mess around with the background a little bit.
I like it. It looks clean. You got
Thanks.
some different stuff back there. Is that the NECA Deadpool I see?
That is the NECA Deadpool.
Nice. The quarter scale one?
Yeah, the quarter scale one.
Sweet. That's
Yeah,
cool.
very cool. It looks good, man. Like you said, I really like those shelves, and it works well for just the random stuff rather than the pop boxes.
It's a good. We'll call it the hodgepodge shelf.
Yeah, hodgepodge. Good word. So,
Look, and it's official now because, like I said, there's plants.
yeah.
Now here's the question, because those look like it. Are those real plants or are those fake?
Those are IKEA $2 plants.
Those are those succulents that just last forever.
Totally fake.
They're fake. It's the fake IKEA grass.
The fake, yeah.
So Jay and Coke spies your first appearance of Deadpool.
Boom, right there.
And our friend Josh, Prime to the First. Yep, that is Jeremy's X-Men arcade machine that got moved over to behind him. That's how I knew it was a big rework, because those arcade machines were not anywhere close to that shelf before.
Yeah.
No.
That was the real kicker. Is like, oh, that got whole rearranged. See, I haven't actually been over to Jeremy's to see the new layout. So I am actually curious. I'm gonna have to come over soon to see the setup that they have.
Still, like I said, a slight work in progress. But so yeah, I got rid of some stuff. Did some rearranging, like I said, organized some stuff, and so like, you know what, 2021, New Year's resolution. Let's organize and clean and purge stuff that I don't need.
So do you have your other arcade set up next to the X-Men one?
Yeah. So like I said, just slight peek there.
It looks good.
Arcade
They fit.
madness.
It looks like it fits pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's nice. That worked out well.
Yeah. So it works good. So it's since Scott played the music, I said it's been a week. So I said I have an it's been a week story.
Oh,
I do
I know
too.
Scott's been dying to hear this story.
Yes. I 100% have. So but before Jeremy, I think we need to end with that one.
Okay.
So just because I really don't have anything. I literally sat home and did nothing during these last few weeks. Like I really didn't venture out of the house that much. It was everything that I could want out of a holiday. It was great.
I feel like the highlight of my past 2 or 3 weeks since we did the last episode has been probably the same thing you've got, Scott, is TV and movies, man. So I honestly don't have much either. So what do you got, Nate?
But wait,
I
no,
actually do have a story.
But before we go to that, can we please acknowledge the fact that Larry is not wearing a black T-shirt?
Yes, I wear my Bucky shirt.
Whoa.
Can we please acknowledge the fact that Larry?
My eyes.
That's
It's weird.
Texas right there.
That
You say Texas?
go.
Hey, that leads perfectly into my story because I have a
No way.
Texas-themed story. So you guys are always talking about your places that you like to eat. And what's the most famous place in Texas to eat?
Whataburger.
Whataburger, right?
Yeah.
So I've been dying to go to a Whataburger because the one that used to be close to me ended up closing a long time ago. Didn't have a Whataburger close to me. Lo and behold, I'm driving home, I think it was last week, and I see a brand new grand opening of a Whataburger. So I have a new Whataburger next to me, and I had to go check it out because you guys had told me about the Dr. Pepper milkshake before, and I never had a chance to grab one. So I got a Dr. Pepper milkshake.
Ooh.
I got the green chili bacon burger. I got some onion rings. We got the spicy chicken sandwich. I mean, I just went to town because I was like, I haven't gone here in so long. And it was amazing. It was way better than what I remembered. Whataburger being, I just haven't been there in so long. But now I've been there at least 2 or 3 times since it's opened.
Nice.
So
Welcome to our world,
Yeah.
I'm loving some Whataburger right now.
Yeah.
Thank you, Texas.
where there's more Whataburgers than there are other things. I was surprised at this. I wanted Wendy's the other day, and then
All right.
it dawned on me that I was like, I actually don't physically know where a Wendy's is anywhere near me.
It's not that close.
It's not that close.
It's not one of those. It's not one of your first choices either. It's not
but it used to be because a Baconator was my jam.
It's a good sandwich.
But like I was trying to find one, and I was like, that's way too far to go. But I was surprised. I was like, there are 3 Whataburgers that I know of that I can get to before I can get to a single Wendy's.
And that Dr. Pepper shake is legit.
Ed, you want to try spicy ketchup? I'll hook you up with some spicy ketchup.
Yeah.
Spicy ketchup is amazing.
Yeah,
I think we promised Ed that before, so we owe him some spicy.
Yeah, So we'll do it, Jeremy, because I know what you're thinking. We're not going to go to the Whataburger and get you the little tubs. No. I know what you're thinking. Yes. We're going to go to the local grocery store where they actually sell it in the stores in the actual bottle
containers. Yeah.
We'll get you an actual bottle of spicy ketchup.
I got spicy ketchup with that green chili burger. Oh, it was so good. Spicy on spicy.
Welcome to our world, Nate.
And the Dr. Pepper shake is legit.
It is, isn't it? So
no longer a Texas exclusive, I guess.
It launched in Texas, and then I think they kept it around because it turned out to be more popular than they thought.
Yeah, which is great.
It's like a primo Whataburger too. It's like a really nice location. They got the double drive-through. You know, it looks really nice inside.
Let me just say, Dr. Pepper shake is like a mixture of like somewhat chocolate, kind of, somewhat cherry.
Yeah,
I don't know how to place it, but that as a shake. It is damn good.
When you think about the name, you're like, oh, that doesn't sound too appealing. And then you taste it, you're like, whoa, that's better than I thought it was going to be.
Oh, that is sad. Nerdy curious.
The sizes of the shakes. So if you order basically like a medium shake, it's like a gigantic large shake.
It's a 32 ounce. It's big.
Yeah.
It's huge.
Yeah. So if you get like the large, then it's like a 48 ounce or something like that.
That's a lot of shake.
It's a lot of shake. Even the mediums, it's plenty.
Yeah.
So nerdy curious. Otherwise, Whataburger is kind of meh for me. Oh,
she likes the ketchup, right?
Everyone likes the spicy ketchup and their fancy ketchup, which I actually had to look that up. Apparently, there's a rating scale for types of ketchup. I don't know if you know this. Whataburger caused me to look this up to be like, what's the difference like? Ketchup, and there's like a scale of what is regular ketchup versus fancy ketchup.
Ketchup connoisseur.
Yeah,
I didn't know those things. So, what's the difference between ketchup and catsup? Or is it just the same?
How redneck you are?
Where you're from?
Yeah. Okay. So for ketchup, grade A/fancy is the highest grade ketchup, which has to be 33% tomato solids inside the ketchup. If you then go down to standard, it's 29% and then down to 25%.
That is surprisingly low, actually. When I think about it, only has to have 33% to qualify
of tomato solids. So the rest of it, like ketchup's what? Tomato, vinegar, some other stuff, right? It's all the other stuff that goes into making ketchup is the rest of the 66%.
Hey, real tomato ketchup, Eddie, nothing but the best.
It's just like one of those things where it contains 10% juice, but you read a Heinz bottle, it's like Heinz ketchup contains 33% real ketchup.
Yeah, like real tomatoes. Like, oh,
it's like, wait, hold on a second.
Yeah,
that doesn't sound right.
And apparently, though, like almost all ketchup is fancy ketchup based on definition, because a lot of them are like way more than 33%. But
who knew?
They probably mix some mayo.
The more you know.
Yeah, I know. Scott's dropping ketchup knowledge.
I looked it up the other day. I looked it up the other day because it really gets me. It's like, because I have the fancy Whataburger ketchup and then regular Heinz. It's like, what's the difference between these? Like, why does some ketchup say fancy and other ones don't?
Well, Ed's probably right. The rest of it is sugar. 33% tomatoes. Yeah, and the rest is sugar.
Sugar and a little bit of water to make it liquidy. There you go.
Yeah, it's a little bit of water, make it stir it up. Make it look new.
Yep. So cool.
All right. That's it.
There you go.
It's been a week.
You didn't buy anything? No.
You had to buy something. You bought some turtles, I think. Like it was a couple weeks ago.
Oh yeah.
You bought some turtles.
Yeah, you got
the Toka and Razor.
Yeah,
Toka and Razor set, which
with posable eyebrows.
Yeah, posable eyebrows. Yeah. Here you go. So like he's surprised now. But yeah, this is really cool. His beak opens here. Oops, you can't really see him.
There we go.
He's got a really detailed shell.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, if anybody doesn't know, they're from TMNT2. And then you have Razar. And I've got him looking at the crushed donut.
Nom nom.
Such a classic.
Nom,
Such a
nom.
classic.
Yeah.
Introduced us to Ninja Rap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So cool,
Yeah.
though. I mean, NECA they did that pre-order through their site. And I don't know if they're going to release them again, but man,
I
I'm
really
impressed.
hope they do, because my wife and I will be picking up them if they re-release them.
Oh, you should. They're amazing.
Yeah.
They did a really good job. I was blown away when I opened them up. And the articulation's really good, too. You'd think for like a big figure, because this is bigger than the Turtles, but it actually moves really well. So
Well, it's nice that it's like to scale almost with the NECA Turtles too. Then.
Because they were much bigger in the movies, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
in terms of size. So
Right, it fits perfectly in with the movie size. So I did a couple shots with those. It's been really fun. But that's really like the only new thing I've received recently. No new Mezcos dropped. I think they kind of went on a hiatus for the holidays, and that's about it.
Did you get some, was it like 1/12 scale crates? Like, or boxes?
I got some
from PrimeArcade.com.
Oh yeah, Prime. Yeah.
I think that's what they were, right? Like,
it's kind of sad that Larry knows more about what you bought than you do.
Well, it's been so long. So yeah,
he was probably thinking like paper boxes, like
Yeah.
the little 1/12 scale box.
So Prime, who's actually in the chat, sent me these really awesome crates and barrels, which you can kind of see.
Crate and barrel.
Crate and barrel.
Yeah, crate and barrel, and they are really, really well done, actually. And this is he did an updated paint scheme, so this isn't even the final paint. But I'm like addicted to using these now. I think I've used them in almost every shot I've taken since I've received them.
They're pretty cool. They're
But
like
they're
the
just
perfect
awesome.
like throw in the background thing.
Mhm.
So,
Yeah, and they're hefty too.
We'll call it
they're not
background
like
fodder, right?
Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
perfect background fodder.
And he sent me a bunch of different sizes and shapes, and he's selling them on his site for anybody that is interested. Even if you want like a miniature X-Men arcade like Jeremy has, you can go to prime-arcade.com, and he's got all of it listed on his website. Highly recommended. It's really good products. So thank you, Prime.
Oh, you see, look, point up above your head. You got all them arcades up
Oh
there.
yeah, all
Right
these
there.
arcades.
There you go.
There.
Bam, bam,
Sweet.
bam. There's turtles right there. We'll just look at turtles.
Very cool.
Awesome
Very
arcade.
high quality.
Very
Perfect.
high quality indeed.
Perfect if you have 1/12 scale figures.
Yes.
There you go. All right. So we've gotten through all that stuff.
Oh,
Jeremy,
sure, I mean.
it's time for your story. I am excited to hear about this. I've been waiting. I have implicitly not asked you about it because I wanted to hear it first time live with everybody else. You did some cool stuff in Georgia. Please tell me what happened.
All right, real quick, just because I saw someone join the chat. Welcome to Goat versus Fish.
Goat versus fish. Yes, goat versus fish. Thank you.
It's
Goat
Goat
versus
versus Fish.
Welcome, goat versus fish. We praise you, goat versus fish.
All
All
right.
right. The question is, are you goat or are you fish?
Well, my story might have some goats and fishes.
Okay, tell us the story, Jerry.
So I said,
After the story, Jeremy was smelling fish. Let's just put it that
No.
way.
Whoa.
Yuck.
All right. Yeah. So,
Dirty.
So, it's Christmas time, right? So I said, what do you do, when it's Christmas time? You go and you visit family, and you spend some time, with kith and kin, around a fire, which I did. Like I said, we got a white Christmas Eve. Like I said, it snowed on Christmas Eve, so that was awesome. So I went to Georgia. But in Georgia, I said that there's a very famous spot. I said in Georgia, and it's something that I've always wanted to check off my bucket list. Whenever I had a chance to go to Georgia, it's a specific little club that's in downtown Atlanta. So I don't know if anybody's ever heard of it. It's called the Claremont Lounge. So the Claremont Lounge is a world famous strip club, because nothing says Christmas like going to the strip club.
A titty bar, right?
Yeah. Yeah, so like I said, you know what? I said it's nothing. So because everyone was, all dressed up in all their Christmassy outfits. There was, people I said wearing like Santa Claus hats, and they had like I said the little light up little headgear things. But what most people don't understand about this isn't just any standard strip club. So what makes the Claremont Lounge special is I said the quality of dancer is maybe like what someone could consider like subpar or maybe scary.
So let's just put it this way: the B squad at other strip clubs is miles ahead.
No.
Of the A squad.
Yeah. So
this isn't starting out to be a good time.
Yeah. So
Jeremy went to the strip club with the dirty strippers. Is what it was.
So let's just put it this way. So there's this one stripper. I said her name is Goldie. She's been dancing.
Look like Goldie Hawn.
Yeah. So she's been dancing at the Claremont Lounge for over 35 years.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Whoa.
And
whoa.
So basically, when we were born, she decided I'm going to start stripping, and has just been doing it.
Been doing it since.
Yeah.
Doing it since.
Okay. Well, and then she happens to do this special little trick where, like, you know what? He said if you're dancing for 35 years, you pick up stuff along the way, right? So she does this special little trick, and she'll look around the bar, and she'll like, oh, hey, there's like empty PBR cans every place, right? So she'll grab a PBR can, and then she'll crush it in between her tits.
Oh,
it's her little parlor trick.
that's her signature.
So wait.
You
Hold
can call her Crushinator.
You gotta explain that a little bit more. What exactly happens?
So you take cans.
She takes the can
And then
Goldie smash.
and then
uses her. Okay.
Goldie
All right.
smash. All right.
Pretty self-explanatory. Okay.
So,
Yeah.
so Jeremy went to a strip club and saw an elderly-ish stripper crush beer cans between her tits.
Well, and the funny thing is, that wasn't the oldest one.
Oh.
So there was someone there. She had to be like in her 60s.
Oh shit.
Well, 35
Grandma,
plus
get
18
off
is
the-
53.
Yeah.
So
Grandma, get off the stage.
Well-
You're embarrassing yourself.
Well, there was someone there. She had to be in her 60s, right? And you would think that everyone's laughing, right? So people go there for the laugh and the good time, right? They're not going there for the eye candy. So they're going there to basically have a good time
and get a lap dance from an old lady.
and not even that, right? So all these are stage dancers, so they're all so basically there's only one stage.
They're not letting them get that close to you.
Yeah, so there's one stage in the middle. I said in the middle of the club, and then the bar actually surrounds. So you actually sit at the actual bar, and then the stage is, like I said, in the middle of the bar. And so there's this one that she had to be like in her 60s. Like, so she tried to do this little high leg kick and stuff. Like it was
it was only going like.
Yeah, like you thought she was gonna break a hip.
Toppling over.
Yeah,
holding your walker.
There was that one, and then there's one which I dubbed Carnival Games, because like I said, there's so they each have their kind of little shtick, right? And so there's this one I'm like you know what, I'm gonna dub her Carnival Games just because it's like a carnival game. So she pulled out her panties and you try to shoot the dollar bills. In her panties.
Wait, try to shoot what?
Like the basketball game, right?
Yeah, so
you
triple up the dollar bills and you just you toss them in. So you said you lose, you miss, or you lose. I said you win. You win no matter what.
Do you really?
Yeah.
Do you really?
No. But
it doesn't sound like you're winning a whole lot.
I'm 100% jealous because Jeremy told me he was going to this place. I heard about it. I didn't really know the depth of this thing, and I've been waiting for the story because, good God, I wanted to see what was going on in this thing. So I am so glad that one of us was able to go see this spectacle.
It is crazy how confident they are to be 60-something years old and be taking off your clothes.
Yes, props to those women indeed.
Well, and the thing too is, right, so there's women of all ages, and then there's like normies there, like
Normies.
Normie.
There's
Normies.
the normals out there.
there was like
There's a bunch of normies there.
the standard, like, oh yeah, you're a stripper, like you totally look like a stripper. But then the next person that came up, I'm like, I think that's your mom. That's
It might be. At some point, we'd have to look at the names, but there might be some mother-daughter combos that are.
I honestly, I think there was. I think Carnival Games was related to the very next dancer. Like, so it could have been like a mother-daughter combo. But no, it was, like I said, it was one thing that I've always wanted to cross off my list, because there's one of the things that everyone kind of goes to. Like I said, this place has been visited by, like Bruce Willis. There's actually a video out there of Stephen Yeun from Walking Dead. I said he's being interviewed by Conan O'Brien, and he actually invites Conan O'Brien to the Claremont Lounge. But yeah, except everyone in Atlanta knows, I said, what the Claremont Lounge is, and so like I said, that's where you send, like I said, all your out of towners just to try to figure out basically, like, hey, you know what, you want a good time, go to the Claremont Lounge, and yeah, no, it's had a good time. Like I said, it was a laugh. Like it was, I said, they danced their hearts out, like which was great and fun in itself.
Bless their heart.
Exactly. Right. Plus, like I said, then to throw the Christmas twist on it, like they're all dressed up all Christmassy, before they, are not dressed up Christmassy. It was great.
I get where you're going with
and
that.
And then I said at the very end, I said there's a T-shirt you can get that says, I saw your mama dancing at the Claremont Lounge.
Tell me you bought one.
It's in black.
Yeah.
Nice. Awesome.
Oh, we have a guest that's about to join.
Surprise
guest. We have
Oh
Goat
my
versus
God.
Fish.
Goat versus Fish.
Goat versus fish. Goat versus fish and STS Guys. Oh, it's goat versus fish. Goat versus fish and STS Guys. This is a reprise. Goat versus fish brings the verses to you. We promise the verses we tell you are true. What's goat versus fish? You haven't a clue. But it is something to do. We are speaking to you in the Twitch chat of STS Guys. It is something to do. It's goat versus fish. Welcome to goat versus fish. Welcome to goat versus fish. Celebration! Celebration!
Amazing.
Can I say,
Amazing.
first actual time we've had anyone sing on the podcast that's not my dumb ass. Just saying. I'm giving props to Goat versus Fish for this one.
Do
Break
you
it
have
out
a
the
song?
guitar.
Do you have a
No.
song of goat versus
No, I
fish?
just sing random songs horribly.
Nobody's going to top
Celebration.
you after that.
Yeah.
That was amazing.
I think Larry has a new favorite episode. Yes, guys, episode 159.
Celebration for goat versus fish.
I
Yes.
was thinking, like, right, I was looking back on 2020, and probably my favorite episode of last year was the one where Goat versus Fish joined us. And to kick off 2021 with a special appearance by Goat versus Fish, this is a great way to start off the year,
Yeah.
guys.
Bring in the new verses. Bring in the new verses. Here comes the new verses with goat versus fish.
This just made 2021 a better year already.
Yeah.
Goat versus fish.
Absolutely. Ed agrees. Ed's
Yeah.
Wow. 2 days into the year. This is great.
So we haven't talked about it yet, but go through Goat versus Fish. What is your New Year's resolution?
The resolution of goat versus fish. The resolution of goat versus fish. Well, we have thought. Well, goat versus fish. What could be a resolution for goat versus fish? A resolution for goat versus fish would be to get 1,000 followers on Twitch. Go follow goat versus fish. Go follow goat versus fish. Yes, we want 1,000 to follow Goat versus Fish on the Twitch. Now there are perhaps 300 and some verses that follow Goat versus Fish. And Goat versus Fish, of course, wants to ask you if you are goat or fish. It is always a resolution of Goat versus Fish to ask you if you are goat or fish. And Goat versus Fish just wants more Goat versus Fish. We think we want more Goat versus Fish. In the verses of 2,002,121, the 2 billionth and 21st verses of Goat versus Fish.
Please go follow Goat versus Fish.
Go-
Give me
go
a
Follow Goat versus Fish.
Yeah.
So great Twitch streams. Goat versus Fish, you just recently signed up for Twitch, I saw, but you've been killing it. You do some epic streams, some long streams too, which is great. So I know a lot of our other friends spend a lot of time on Twitch. So please give Goat versus Fish a follow too at Goat versus Fish.
Yes, it is at Goat versus Fish. We had a new verses, and it was to bring in the new verses. You know, the new verses. A goat fish, you a merry goat fish, and a mighty verses. The mighty verses. We did 10 hours of Goat versus Fish. It was 10 hours of Goat versus Fish.
That is a mega stream.
That is impressive. That is impressive. 10 hours is because like I sit here for an hour and I'm like I'm ready to get up. Like after 10 hours, like no.
Well, that is because you are. That is because. Well, why is it that you are sitting? You see, Goat versus Fish is up and about. Goat versus Fish is up and about. We can Goat versus Fish.
You can't see this as well, but I'm fat. That's why.
He's got a goat and a fish on his head, man.
Yes,
He's
there is a
prepared.
goat and a fish. But if you do not like this goat and fish, you say, "Oh, Goat versus Fish. We do not know about that goat and fish." Well, if you do not know about that goat and fish, well, then how about this goat? Well, then how about goat? And how about if you do not like fish, then what about fish? Perhaps you like this fish. Perhaps you like this fish. Or perhaps you reject goat and fish, and you sit on the fence. Oh no, the fence sitter.
No fence sitter.
No fence sitters allowed.
Boo fence sitters.
Boo fence sitters. There is no fence sitters here.
You must choose.
Yeah, you must choose. I choose goat.
Goat.
Celebration for goat. It was Scott the goat. It was Scott the goat. No, the Scott goat claimed to be a fat goat. It claimed to be a fat sitting about goat. It claimed to be a fat just sitting about goat. It could not even really stand upon it. It just sat there as a goat.
That actually surprisingly describes me.
Celebration. Well, you described yourself to Goat versus Fish, and then Goat versus Fish just gave the verses back to you, and they said, "Wow, Goat versus Fish described me so perfectly." Yes, but
He knows me so well.
He knows me so well.
Once a fish, always a fish, is what I say.
celebration for fish, celebration for Nate the fish, the nautical fish.
Goat.
I'll sing ye a song of the STS Guys. Yo, blow the fence down. They were the mightiest streamers around. Oh, give us some verse to blow the fence down. Well, Scott was a fat goat that sat on its ass. Yo, blow the fence down. But Nate the fish wouldn't give it a pass. Oh, give us some verse to blow the fence down. And then came a Larry, are you goat or fish?
Well, I was a fence sitter, but now I'm a fish.
Yo, blow the fence down! And Larry got off of the fence and was fish. Oh, give us some verse to blow the fence down. The verses all came to one Jeremy. Are you goat or a fish?
Goat.
It was a mighty goat to make an even verses. Oh, give us some verse to blow the fence down. It wasn't even verses. It wasn't even verses. The STS guys, there was one goat and there was one fish, and it was goat versus fish. And it was goat versus fish, and it was goat versus fish. It was goat versus fish, and the versus was STS goat versus fish. Oh, there is. Oh, it says STS guys, but it is. There's the versus. Celebration! It seems to have gotten fenced out from the fence screen, but you can see it. It's STS celebration. Yes, celebration.
Goat versus fish.
Celebration! Wow, amazing verses.
That was great.
Yes, it was great because you made it great. You are the greatest.
No, you made it great, Goat versus
You,
Fish.
sir.
Goat.
Without you, this would be nothing.
You goat versus fish.
Can I say though? So you had sent us some stuff here. Can I tell you? I love this patch.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yes.
the patch. I love this thing. It is great. Yes, that.
Sticker's
Yes,
pretty
that's-
cool too, man.
That's a high quality patch.
Yeah.
Yes, goat versus fish. If you are a goat, you can patch things up with fish, and if you are a fish, you can patch things up with goat with the patch of goat versus fish. With the patch of goat versus fish. Stitch by stitch by stitch by stitch. It is goat versus fish. It is goat versus fish.
Amazing.
Best episode ever.
His creativity is just has no bounds.
No.
This, I am enthralled that you are here, Goat versus
And
Fish. Thank you for joining us today.
So if people don't remember, right, like Goat versus Fish was on our podcast sometime within the last year. Jeremy and I became, we found out about Goat versus Fish from San Diego Comic-Con 2018.
Ooh, so many verses ago.
Hanging out at the Gaslamp District, back when things were normal and you could actually be close to people without wearing a mask. But we met Goat versus Fish, and we became instant fans, and we followed him on the Instagrams and the Twitters at Goat versus Fish, and he has graced us with his presence once more.
Yes, the presents. All we want for Versmiss is your presents. Give all of your presents to Goat versus Fish. Give all of your presents to Goat versus Fish.
Yes, be like Ed. Be like our friend Ed, but wasted, and follow Goat versus Fish on Twitter at Goat versus Fish.
Yes, it is true. Can Goat versus Fish put links in your chat? Asked Goat versus Fish.
Yes,
You
please.
can try, or I can just post it. What do you want me to post a link for? I put your Twitch in there a little while ago.
Celebration. Well, we have this versus. We have this versus. Ooh, you see, Goat versus Fish very clever in the StreamYard. We shall go to private chat and we shall put a versus here. Yes. This is the link tree of Goat versus Fish. It has all the links in one verses. All the verses in one verses of Goat versus Fish. Wow,
I've
so
got
smart. It. Wow, you are so smart.
Oh, look
Goat
at that
versus Fish.
link tree. Yes.
Yes, you
I
should
like
make
it.
it. We see
That
you
is-
here now. You
that
are
is
on the
smart.
Twitch. Is this and so you are now going YouTube and to Twitch celebration?
YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook.
Yeah, don't forget about our favorite Facebook.
Yeah.
Your favorite.
We
So
love
how-
that Facebook.
Shameless plug.
So Goat
Because it
versus
needs it.
Fish is here. Goat versus Fish is here. Last verses on STS Guys and Goat versus Fish, we talked about Joker Fish movie. Joker Fish.
Yes.
What have been the verses you have been
Oh.
pondering in these verses?
So we're winging it, but
We did. As is tradition, we didn't have an actual plan for today. So,
Well,
I mean,
I've got-
before you joined, we were talking about strip clubs. So,
That might be on the fish side.
that's yeah.
Ooh, the fish, yes, wriggling fish, wriggling fish.
Jeremy,
But then
does
the
that
goat
remind
comes
you of
about and
something?
says, "Oh no, do not think that goat doesn't have a versus of its own. Yes, look at the fish, look at the fish, look at the fish. Oh, and then the goat and fish they start versing together. And oh my verses, oh my
This
verses.
is an
Wow.
exact recreation of that night. This is exactly what
This
happened.
is exactly what happened.
Of Jeremy and his elderly strippers. Oh,
Have you noticed?
Incredible.
Have you noticed this about what you are calling a strip club? There can be a fish that says oh, you know, when I want to see a strip versus I like to see a goat, or go, I like to see a goat, and the goat says, well, I see a strip versus I like to see a fish. But then when they go to the strip versus, they are there, and when no one is watching, they go, oh, here comes the fence, oh, the strip fence,
Oh,
yes. And then they say, and they go,
That's a
"Oh,
fancy fish.
I am repulsed by it, but I enjoy it. I am repulsed by it. I do not know if I love it or ooh, this is fence.
The dirty fence sitter.
Yes.
This is exactly the Claremont Lounge.
Yes, that is how it is.
Jeremy,
Sons of
literally,
Moses.
Jeremy, I can tell you that for sure. Jeremy called at least one of those girls a dirty fence sitter.
I hope so.
Yes, there's the fence. The fence sits deeply. Some sit very deeply on the fence. It is true. Some even find it comfortable. Goat versus Fish went to. Some say, "Oh, Goat versus Fish. You are just for the small goat and fish, and it's such an innocent versus." But everything is Goat versus Fish. Goat versus Fish went to a versus called Hentai Con. There was only one of these verses. Goat versus Fish. Yes, Goat versus Fish went to a Hentai Con. We wanted to ask them if they were goat or if they were fish. You know, we need to ask it all if they were goat or fish.
We all
It is
have
all,
to know.
it is all
Please.
part of Goat versus Fish.
Did many of them answer squid?
Goat versus fish. Yes, there was that fence-to-puss. It was around. It was just. It was going. Oh, it is all within my goat. It is all within the. Oh no! The fence is all. I cannot. As this, and to the fish as well,
All right. So I'm actually kind of curious because I've always seen like the anime cons, but this one was specific for hentai con.
Yes.
I was gonna ask a question, but I just can't. I'm just flabbergasted.
Do it.
That's actually
Come on.
that's the
Come
thing.
on.
Like, did you enjoy the hentai con? Like, tell us about hentai con, please. I need to know about this.
Well, HentaiCon, Goat versus Fish enjoyed the HentaiCon very many verses, yes. We went there for 3 verses, and Goat versus Fish, let us see. Yes, many scantily clad goat and fish with barely a fence to cover them, yes.
Ooh.
And there was some goat that you say, oh, that looks like a goat, but the goat and fish, they had to have fences covering their verses. But for the illustration, there were nude goat and fish and fence sitters all over the verses, yes. But they were all very pleasant. Most were very pleasant. They would say, welcome, come, look at my verses, and they would show you a bit. They would show you a bit of verses. They would say, come look at the goat versus fish, and goat versus fish would look upon it, and there was illustration, and there was creation, and there was some had this verses. They said, come here, buy this fence, and you can bond yourself by the fence. Yes. And there was a verses where a fish would go and say, I am auctioning off my whole fish. Yes, you can spend the verses with this fish. You can spend the verses. We will not promise any untoward verses. But if you just want to hang about and simp for the fish, you can buy the fish for a verses and you can hang about and simp for the fish. And then all the goat would say, yes, I want to simp for you, fish. I want to simp for you, fish. And then a goat would come and then the fish would simp for the goat and fish. And they would bid on the verses, and they were very pleased to see goat. And there was the ones who make the voice of the goat and fish when you are watching the animation. There were ones that make the voice. Yes, they sound as goat and fish, but they do the verses. And on the Goat versus Fish Instantgram, you can see very sexy goat and fish. Goat and fish.
All right,
they're in the verses. It is all part of Goat versus Fish.
I'll have to go check. I think I missed that one, so I'm gonna have to go back and look for that.
Yes.
For some reason, I don't know why that this intrigues me a lot. Like it's same with like the porn awards, like in Vegas. Like I've always wanted to go just to see what actually goes on in there.
Oh, you should go. And so should Goat versus Fish.
Yeah.
So should Goat versus Fish. They are not ashamed to be there. Why should you go? Not
at all. Like I would 100% go. It's just expensive, and I don't know when it's going to happen again.
Damn coronavirus.
Coronavirus.
Oh, the
fence. Rid of my
demic.
damn porn conventions.
Oh, the fence demic. Oh no, the fence demic. Oh, no.
That's what it is. If we didn't have so many fence sitters,
That's
we might not be locked up so long.
Yeah, apparently, I said the AVN awards were supposed to happen. I said January 20th this year.
Yeah, they're not going to happen.
Oh, you just happen to know this versus. Oh, yeah. I just happen to know.
Yes.
AVN
Of course, yes.
No, but I like Scott. Like I said, next year we will totally go to this.
100%. I will head out. Jeremy, I got a place for us to stay in Vegas. We will go to the AVN.
3 rooms, remember? 3 rooms.
Yeah, 3 rooms.
It's Goat versus Fish is looking. Goat versus Fish will send you the ones in chat. They are saying, "Oh, what sexy goat and fish! Oh, if only we could perceive them." Goat versus Fish is going to find a very, very, very fine goat or fish for you to just look upon. That is what Goat versus Fish is going to do. Yes, you are waiting for it. Stay around. Yes,
We all are actually ready.
Goat and or fish.
Yes, well, will it be goat? Will it be fish? Prediction! Do you predict it will be a sexy goat or a sexy fish?
Fish,
If
definitely.
it's not a goat,
Sexy
it'll be a
fish.
We shall
At least I hope it's a fish.
We shall see. If you were looking for a fish, if you were looking to be turned on by a fish, but then it was a goat, what would you say? What would you say to the goat?
Fence curious.
Yeah,
That's curious.
You're not going to stop, right?
No.
No, continue the verses. Just
That's
keep on
when you
versing.
go. Like you say, it might be a little uncomfortable, but you just got to roll with it.
Let's go with the verses. Feel the verses. You will know. You will know. Look deep within yourself. Look deep within yourself. You will know how to proceed. You will know. We have found the verses. We have found the verses. Goat versus fish. Let us see. Goat versus fish. Goat versus fish. Goat versus fish. Goat versus fish. There's the verses. We have found the verses. We have found the verses. So where shall we? Oh, Instagram. Yes, into StreamYard to you. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
The anticipation of the
Chat,
verses.
Goat versus fish. There's the verses. There's the verses.
Get it, Scott.
I'm going. I'm going
All right,
here.
just making sure.
Oh wow.
Oh.
All right. Well, let's go ahead.
I didn't
and-
click on it.
Goat.
It is
Oh.
goat. It is goat.
There is the goat. Look at that goat.
wow.
Look at the mighty goat.
Oh,
Goat. And this goat, it is called, you can see there on the Instagram. Oh, goat versus fish. Yes, it is called Miso _TOKKI. Miso _TOKKI. That is that goat. And you can go there and you say, I was sent by STS Guys and Goat versus Fish. You can say in the verses if you wish. But Goat versus Fish, that is not the only verses. Goat versus Fish can show you there are many other verses.
That's a
Here's
nice
the verses.
verses.
This has been going down a whole different rabbit hole than we all anticipated.
Goat versus Fish, but we would call it more a whole.
Not how I thought I'd
versus
spend
fish.
my night.
Yes, here's another verses.
wrong.
Will it be goat? Will it be fish? Let us find out.
No.
Goat versus fish. We've got a goat, a mighty horned goat, and we have a goat, but there on the side there's a fish. Look at the horn of the goat. Look at the middle goat. Look, it has horn of the goat upon it. It is a little goat. It is a little goat.
I can only imagine the audio listeners.
Oh my god. They're gonna be like, what is going on today?
Well, this is when you need to go catch the replay on YouTube at youtube.com/
Definitely a replay moment.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
then goat
I
versus
recommend
fish.
anyone listening audio to go back and look at what's being shown on screen, because it is utterly ridiculous. Does not actually give it justice.
It's a mighty versus.
We got one more.
Yes, look at the power of goat versus fish. Look at the power of goat versus fish.
Oh,
Yes,
man.
a goat, a fish, and even their fence sitter, they are all just, they cannot, they say, goat versus fish, we just want to be around you, we just want to be near you, you're such an amazing versus goat versus fish.
You look like you really enjoyed that picture, Goat versus Fish.
But do not despair, goat versus fish, it is not all just these verses. Goat versus fish, it is all the verses, the Comic Con and the Wondrous Wonder Con, and all of these verses are all goat versus fish. But we do want to show you one more verses, one more of these verses.
Oh, please, yes.
Please do.
Perhaps two more of these verses. These are very important verses to be seen. Yes, there's
all right.
goat versus fish. Yes, illustration, and a goat apparently. Oh, the goat got in on the verses. Wow, look at the goat. So Goat versus Fish went to HentaiCon and we found this illustration of goat, and it was a celebration for goat. It was a celebration for goat. Wow.
Very much so. That is quite a celebration.
It's amazing.
Celebration for goat.
Yes.
Yes.
That's a
amazing
great
verses.
time.
It's almost like Goat
It's a
versus Fish
successful
fan
trip.
art.
Yeah, it's fan
Are they,
art.
wait, are they playing tic-tac-toe on the back of that pig?
Yes, there's a pig with a tic-tac-toe on it. And weirdly drawn. Are those supposed to be like? Did they put nipples on the O's in the tic-tac-toe? Like,
Yes, they were playing a verses of goat and fish, and you can see next to that verses of
a hangman.
Yes, well, it is sort of a reverse form of a fence, where instead of sitting upon the fence, they have the fence sitting upon you, and goat versus fish, and it is goat versus fish. Oh no, the fence sitter hung by its own fences. We do not wish it. We do not wish the end of any goat or a fish. We do not wish, or even a fence sitter, just to save the verses. Goat versus fish. Goat versus fish.
Goat.
This is amazing. I really did not think that we would go delve into the realm of HentaiCon. Thank you for bringing this up to our attention.
Well,
Goat
you brought
versus
up you were speaking of a strip club verses, and the verses just continuation from there. Just continuation from there.
I
And-
love the fact that we derailed into this. This is amazing. I love
And
it.
this verses you can find at the verses is at Pleo Dare Comics, Pleodair Comics on the Instagram, Pleodair Comics. You know, if one says allows Goat versus Fish, you have permission to put this goat as part of Goat versus Fish, and now we share it with you. We want all who listen to know where to find these goat and fish, because they are very special to Goat versus Fish, that they are part of Goat versus Fish.
Yeah. So Goat versus Fish, speaking of the Instagram, I see that you've started posting reels. It's kind of like TikTok, but it's on Instagram, so it's better. How are you liking reels?
Goat versus Fish, well, it is there perhaps is it really the real reel of Goat versus Fish? Perhaps one or two verses has been a real reel of Goat versus Fish, but we mostly ignore that verses because Goat versus, there's so many verses. There's so many verses to make Goat versus Fish. Even on the TikTok, Goat versus Fish is on TikTok. Yes.
Oh, I did not know
Goat
that.
versus Fish is not playing so many movies on the TikTok. We just between the Twitterverse and the Twitch and the YouTube and the Book of Faces and all the verses and the Discord, the Goat versus Fish Discord.
Oh my.
But Goat versus
over.
Fish. Yes, on the TikTok Goat versus Fish, we'll just post a picture of Goat versus Fish. Oh, all the filters on Goat versus Fish and a song of Goat versus Fish. Are you goat or fish? Just to let them know that there is Goat versus Fish. You should seek out Goat versus Fish.
I feel like Goat versus Fish is made for TikTok or Instagram Reels. I
you
don't know
think
why it's
so?
not blowing up. I don't know why you're not getting millions of views. Like you
Goat
should.
versus Fish needs to do more video verses. Goat versus
Maybe
Fish.
that's why, yeah.
We do the video verses on the Twitch. That is where we feel we do the live verses. And then after that verses, we just want to promotion the verses. But yes, we could and should do more of the. There's always more verses to do with Goat versus Fish.
There is.
But we thought that this versus we would go on STS Guys and make it Goat versus Fish. That's what we do. This versus.
Perfect way to
You're-
spend your Saturday night.
You are always welcome, Goat versus Fish.
We're always up for the new verses.
Yes. We have.
You made our stream magical.
We are in a new verses. We are in a new verses, and we should remember that we are in a new verses. Should old defenses be forgot and never brought to mind? Should old fence-sitters burst for naught for all goat and fish kind? So choose a goat or fish, my fence. So choose a fish or goat. We'll take a cup of verses yet for all goat and fish kind. The mighty verses.
Yes.
Mighty new verse. Mighty new
Bravo,
verse.
Goat versus Fish. Bravo.
Thank you, yes. Well, we have an even verses. We have an even verses between you goat and you fish. There are two goat and two
Yes.
fish. Would you be willing to do a poll in the chat and to ask if the chat is goat or if it is fish, and that will determine the verses?
Yeah,
Yes.
Let's do this. All right, so
Do it.
everybody in the chat, are you goat or are you fish?
Yes. Do you know how to do it? Do you know how to do the Twitch
You
poll?
can do a real. I don't.
Yeah.
I
Let
don't.
goat versus fish. Professor Goat versus Fish, welcome. Goat versus Fish, welcome. Professor Goat versus Fish is going to teach you a verse.
Yes,
you a
please.
verses. Goat versus Fish. Goat versus Fish. Fish versus Goat. Yes, well, you just go into your own Twitch chat. You just go into it. Not the StreamYard chat. You use the Twitch chat itself, and you simply verses as this. You verses as this, and you say /poll.
Okay.
As this, and that will begin the verses, and you will see where you can ask a question, and you can say what is the choice of goat or fish, and you can even say, oh, if you give us some bits, then you can vote extra verses, or if you give us channel points, you can vote extra verses.
It
It is clever
says-
verses.
Unrecognized command. Give me a second.
Goat versus fish. Perhaps goat versus. Let us look. How new are you to Twitch?
Very new.
I mean,
Yes,
not new, but we don't do a whole lot of the extra stuff.
So you cannot. Perhaps /
Maybe we
poll
haven't turned that
space
on.
Versus. Yes, you may have to. Well, goat versus fish. Do not despair. Yes, if you
It's
cannot
okay.
do it,
Just
yes.
drop goat or fish in the chat. Right, that's
Yes.
easy. We can.
Are you goat or are you fish?
Where do we see Fig Force? Fig Force is fish. Fig Force is fish.
That is Nate. That doesn't count.
That is me.
He's already been claimed as
Oh,
fish.
you have already been counted in the verses as
Yeah.
goat versus
Yeah,
fish.
we're not counting that extra fish. No, Nate. No.
Darn it.
We have Baby
All
Light
right.
83 with the blowfish, with the blowfish.
All right, so we got one fish.
Yes, we are going to count. This is
Come
going to
on.
be. We're going to make this. We're going to make the.
Oh, fish? Ed? Fish?
Ed
really?
is a fish.
No.
2 fishes.
Ed.
Fishes.
Ed. Boo.
We have the
Ed.
verses now of STS Guys. The verses of STS Guys, and we are going to have goat, and we are going to have fish.
Yes. Oh, and look who's a Twitch affiliate and knows how to do things. We have a poll active too.
Oh, celebration!
Oh.
It's
Oh,
a
there you
celebration.
Let us
So
see. Baby
throw
Light
it in
with
the
the
chat
fish.
There
or
you
vote in the
go.
poll.
Yeah.
Baby Light with the fish. Baby Light with the fish. Let us
our
celebration
fish
for.
Fish is
Baby Light.
dominating.
No,
Baby
coming back.
Light 83. It's chose a fishy. Celebration for Baby Light 83.
No. Come on.
Oh, goat. Come on,
goat.
Come on, people.
It's 75% to 25%. Fish
Fish
is
is killing it.
crushing it tonight.
Fish is definitely killing it tonight.
Celebration.
10 fish, 10 fish. It is a 10. Fig Force contribution, many channel points. Oh, my verses. What has happened?
Oh, Nate.
The fish do triumph. Fish do triumph. Oh, goat versus fish. Let us see. Can goat versus fish? We wonder if goat versus fish can modification. Oh, goat versus fish. Yes, look at the green screen of goat versus fish. Look at the green screen of goat versus fish. It was a triumph for fish. It was a triumph for fish. Fish.
There he is.
The fish do triumph. The fish do triumph over the goat. The fish do triumph. The fish do triumph over the goat on the verses of the STS Guys. The fish were not such small fries. With the help of Baby Light 83, the fish did triumph over the goat. And it was written and it was wrote. Celebration for fish! Celebration for fish!
Yeah, fishes.
Fish. Oh, I'd like to thank. Oh, I want to thank the STS guys, even those poor goat. I want to thank the STS guys for making this all versatile, for making the fish. And I want to thank Chunky the chunk fish. Yes, I'm the chunkiest fish in all the verses. Yes, I was behind the verses, the whole verses. I knew it was going to be fish. Yes, thank you, fish. Yes, let's just be polite to the goat. And I want to say fish to all the fence sitters out there that said it would never be fish, Look at me now, I'm a fish. And the goat reluctantly, yes, fish, yes. Well done, fish. We'll get you next verses. I'll get that fish next verses.
Next time.
Yes.
Better
next
be
verses
goat,
on
bro.
goat.
Yeah, it's got to be goat.
Fish.
This is going to be a hard episode to top.
It is. We're starting off the year right. Let's just put it this way.
Oh, you stupid STS guys. Are you really entertained by goat versus fish? Ha! Look at how they like goat versus fish. It's such a dumb, stupid versus. All it does is say goat versus fish. Over and over again. We cannot believe any of you even want to follow goat
I haven't
versus
started
fish.
drinking enough.
Silence, fence sitters. They
I
were just
have
enjoying
drank.
some goat versus fish. And now you come around and want to tell them if they enjoy goat versus fish, just let them enjoy goat versus fish. They will never learn. They will never learn how stupid they are that they like goat versus fish and that they follow and subscribe to goat versus fish on the Twitch. Fence sitters, they're very unpleasant to goat versus fish.
I like your clam.
And
Jam out with the
I am a
clam out.
scallop. I am a scallop. Call a fence sitter by its true verses. I am a scallop.
Yeah, Nate. It's a scallop.
Jeremy,
Whoops.
please cut that.
Oh, we are. Don't worry. I was thinking it too. So
Need that verses.
Please cut. I like your clam.
Well, here's
Jam
the
out with your
verses.
clam out.
Goat versus fish would like to, of course, Goat vs. Fish is on the Twitch Manyverses live streaming. We would invite, because Goat vs. Fish is a StreamYard just as you. If you wish to come on the verses of Goat vs. Fish, just any verses, you are watching Goat vs. just as we did now in this verses. Say, here, come, here, join Goat vs. Fish. And you can join Goat vs. Fish, and Goat vs. Fish will come on your verses whenever the verses, and we can have it be Goat vs. Fish whenever you want it to be Goat vs. Fish.
I know we would love to join you on your Twitch channel at Goat vs. Fish.
Oh, and we can even versus, and Goat versus Fish. Well, Goat versus Fish has so many contemplations. Goat versus Fish has done a dual stream where it goes to your Twitch and the Twitch of Goat versus Fish in the same verses, and they are both seeing the verses. In any verses, this is probably not so. Ooh, Nerd and Cheese has been in part of Goat versus Fish before celebration. In any verses, we will discuss these verses in future verses. But thank you for welcoming Goat versus Fish.
Thank you. So yeah, Goat versus Fish. Thank you for showing up.
Yeah, it's Goat versus Fish
and having fun. Larry, I think it's time for you to do your thing. We are at an hour in.
Well, yes. Well, this was an amazing surprise. So make sure you follow Goat vs. Fish everywhere at Goat vs. Fish, and you should check out the STS Guys too. We're on Instagram at STS Guys. We're on Twitter at STS Guys. We're on Facebook at the STS Guys. And I'm Larry from the STS Guys. I like this music. Yeah, but I can't.
STS Guys and Goat versus Fish.
And it was written.
And it was written.
So it's 2021, right? You need some new Funko Pops. Go to shumistore.com and get all the cool Funko Pops at shumistore.com. And guess what? If you enter code STS Guys, you're going to save 10%. And if you're tired of, look at that Bob Ross Funko Pop. Perfect.
You can paint the land. You can paint the land, and you can paint the sea, and you can just be whatever kind of land and sea that you want. It's all up to you. The verses are all up to you.
And if you need a new t-shirt and you aren't able to go to Buc-ee's like I did, you should go to animatedapparelcompany.com and buy yourself a new t-shirt. And if you enter code STS Guys, you're going to save 10%. And you're going to get free shipping because Animated Apparel Company, it's the best.
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 best.
All right.
Oh, we have a lot of friends.
Happy New
too.
Year's, everybody.
Wait, hold on. We gotta do friend shout out. So super mega shout out to again to Goat versus Fish for coming on with us. But we also like other Twitch streamers and podcasters like Talking Pops, Pop Collectors Alliance, The Tyler G Show, Toy Photocast, Four Dorksmen, Geek Together, Secondary Heroes, The Average Nerd Podcast, Nerdy Curious. Shout out to those girls. Movie Retrakes, The Toy Rewind Podcast, 3 Beers and a Mic. Don't forget about our friends MJ Pop World on Twitch. And it's 2021, Scott. That means it's the return of the Totally Rad Movie Podcast, coming soon to this Twitch channel. Maybe next week. We'll have to talk.
Very soon, yes. Shame.
This is a celebration. This is a celebration.
Yes, it is a celebration.
This is a celebration.
That Larry and I will actually get back to doing our talk of.
It's about time.
Well.
So perfect. All right, Jeremy.
I have the jerk Blu-ray that Ed sent us right here. We're gonna have to watch it.
All right, that works for me. Jeremy, take us out.
All right, so for episode 159 of the STS Guys, I've been Jeremy.
Hey, it's Larry.
Hey guys, I've been Nate.
And I'm Scott.
And I'm Goat versus Fish.
Have a great night, everyone.
Bye.